Life isn't real. It's not real. If you can think about it, you can do it. As you can know, I'm butchering my English. English is not my first language. And anything is possible. Life is just not real. If you can think about it, right? It has to be done. For something to be thought within your brain, it has to be done already. We haven't marketed anything. We haven't launched any ads. We haven't launched any sort of wait list. We haven't done anything yet. And I'm already knowing that we're gonna make $250,000 in sales by just manifesting it, by just assuming it. Assume that you already are the person you want to become. And I know you haven't seen anything, I know I haven't showed you anything, right? But you can probably already see by the look of where I'm at right now. I'm in Sedona, Arizona. Like I said, I was forced to leave my high-rise apartment because I was too stressed. I literally had to connect back with nature again before this launch, because I know I'm gonna be locked in for the next year, doing a launch again and again and again. Hit 250, then hit 300, and then hit 400 until I get that million a month. I've built a lot of creators from 0 to 30K in less than 30 days organically. This is just followers, not even money, right? This doesn't even count the money at all. But yeah, man, life is just amazing. I mean, I've just been a kid, 20-year-old from Arizona, went to GCU. Obviously, stupid kid, you know. I guess I did A+, but I never really cared in school. You know, this is a different type of video than what you really see, but some people just want to live outside of the country or in a different state or just somewhere where nobody can tell you what to do or what to say or where to clock in, right? It's literally a place of retirement. People want to retire in this dumb town. I just want to leave the country with as much money as I can, build a real business with real impact. I just want you guys to see the setup. Look at this. So, just did 40K in sales right here, 73K right here, 22K in the month of July. Right, that's 3 months. We have not launched, and look at this. So, 1, 2, 3, and all one day. Eggs, bread. I hate doing dishes. Living off of goddamn luggage. Nothing going on. Empty fridge, only DoorDash. That's it. We're not in no trust recession. You just have to adapt. The online game is about adapting, and yeah, this is the life, right? Nothing fancy, right? I've had the fancy stuff. I've had the cars. I've had the dinners, right? But you really have to lock it in a place with no distractions. You saw I was just outside. That's what it looks like outside. I literally get up, I work out, I eat, and then all I do is I study and I keep getting consistent sales. And we are back at the apartment. This is what we got going on. I just got the desk. We're about to get a sofa, coffee table, Wi-Fi, water, coffee. That's literally all you need. But look at the skyline view real quick. By the way, I'm gonna show you exactly what I do, but this is just for your motivation. Look at this. Look at that. Holy crap. That's what I get to see every single morning, every single time. If you guys don't know, I'm in Dallas, Texas, right? I'm in the 29th floor. There's a floor above me, but I mean, I guess mine is still considered like a penthouse. That's what they call it. But yeah, so now I'm gonna go into exactly what it is that I do, how it is that I'm able to afford this lifestyle. I'm not really like the flashy guy. I just want to live below my means. I really just send like money to my mom every single month, just for her expenses. That's really all I care about. You know, I don't really care about like anything like crazy. I'm just really here to like help boost sales of like companies. That's really what I like doing. You know, I hold myself to like a bigger standard. But anyways, let me jump on. Let me show you exactly what I got going on. And yeah, let's do it, boys. I'm not gonna be more of like a beginner friendly. This is just gonna be an intermediate type of YouTube channel. Okay, so if you don't know exactly what I do, you don't know who I sales managers or how I growth operate, then this just won't work out for you because quite frankly, you just don't have the skills, which is completely fine because you can build them up, but it's gonna take you a while. Listen, I've been doing this for the past 2 years, a year and a half. I've been studying them. I've been studying everything that goes into these online info businesses, consulting businesses, even consulting and like agencies. And it takes a while for you to understand this. So this definitely won't be a get rich quick stream. Like if you want that, like do sales or something like that, which I mean, you can still join my team. But essentially all I really do, these are like 4 of my clients, right? These are 4 of my clients, okay? And I just want you to know each one of them are selling something online, whether you see it actively or you don't see it actively, right? Every single client has like a different type of point, right? Some people just need to convert right off the bat, off of the bio, or some people maybe just need to convert off of a YouTube, or they need to convert off of a book call. It just does not matter. Sometimes it depends on the type of niche there are, right? And how hard it actually is to scale that niche. But just for instance of what I've done, I've scaled Jason from, what's it called? We've been helping scale Jason from 15. Hold on, let me. Yeah, we've been helping out Jason from 15K. So he was stuck at 15K. Like he was taking the sales calls. He was 79K in, what is it, in like a month, which isn't even bad, right? Same with Rama right here. He's actually one of my good friends. So it was like from zero. So he was just starting his agency and stuff like that. And we got him 18K. It was good that he actually already knew ads. He's running like a similar offer to me, but it was like in 1.5K months. So Blaze started at 120K, 4 months, and then my newest testimonial, Jake. This one's gonna be one of my best works, 30 to like 150K in 3 months. And for him, we're probably like in the future, we're probably gonna do maybe like a half a mil to like a mil. So like the goal is 1M a month, right? If we can get him to 1M a month, that would be 100K for me. And I'm trying to get 10 clients to like 100M a month, right? So I'm only really taking clients that are really going to make sense to me. And I can only really just pay attention to them because I'm pretty hands-on, right? I'm pretty hands-on with every single one of my clients. So it's like, you have to be as well in order for you to get them growth, right? Because like, you can't just put somebody in like a group chat and have them and expect them to scale on their own, right? Because like they have no vision, right? Sometimes the clients, they're not going to be like essentially like Jake. You're going to get like a client maybe like Rama. Like when I met Rama, he was one of the laziest people. Now he's one of the most active people I've met in my entire life, right? Only because you just need that accountability factor. And it helped that I was living with him as well, right? But you just need that accountability factor when you're actually doing this, right? So that's why you got to hold your clients almost like by the hand if you actually want to like survive within here, right? And then whenever your clients are like kind of in a good standpoint and they're good to go, the best thing that you could do is not letting them go, but almost just let them free, right? It's like, hey, listen, like they're already doing good, just kind of like back off a little bit, focus on other people. And I'll show you guys like exactly how I manage my clients in a separate video. But for this one, like, listen, if you really wanted to get into exactly what I do, you're gonna have to learn how to do these, like every single one of these things, right? It's really just sales or marketing. But if I were to break it down, this is what I would break it down into, right? First one being content. So for example, as my pen not working. So for example, you gotta figure out how to get like millions of views. Holy crap. Yeah, you gotta figure out how to get millions of views. And then you also gotta figure out from those views how to get quality views, right? So sometimes a lot of views aren't really the best, but you want to get the most qualified views to see your stuff, and essentially content is just free stuff, right? I mean, if you can get like a million views and almost like maybe like 20 to like maybe 5% of those are qualified, that's basically free money for you and the content creator or the person you're running, right? Because like there's no money behind it. So if you have an offer, you're doing something, and the guy has a lot of like, I'm talking a lot of views, especially in a B2C offer. A B2B offer, this really doesn't work. Most offers on B2B, I've only really seen them scale with ads. Maybe like I can get proven wrong, but essentially views equals money if you're in the right niche, right? Sales. The thing about this, like you're supposed to have like a cool little GC. So I call it like a group chat, right? I always call up my guys whenever I get like, yo, like we're about to drop something. We're about to drop a cool webinar. You should really keep from like 5 to like 10 closers, right? And if you don't know what a closer is, you're cooked. But I'm kidding. A closer is basically somebody who a closer is basically somebody who closes high ticket deals for you, right? So I have 5 to 10 closers. I always train these guys like from top to bottom. I'm talking like these guys, right? These guys and your appointment setters are the ones that are gonna make you the most amount of money. Nobody else in the entire world will, because you can control your ads, you can control the content. Something you can't fully control is your closers, because it's a completely different person, right? So if you can treat these guys right, and if you can actually teach them the right way and give them as much sales modules, much sales content, as many calls as possible, they're gonna treat you right back. Okay. So the best way to really learn sales, and it's like a way like I learned it myself, is like door to door. So door to door is a way, maybe like cold calling. So cold calling, maybe like some cold calling, like wholesale, real estate, anything like that. Maybe like insurance, phone sales. I don't know. This is really like the two. You need to get good. If you do it for a consistent, maybe like 3 months, you're gonna get good at sales. That's the best starting position. Like if you want to start like from 0 to 10K, so I'm talking like from 0 to like 10K, this is the easiest way, right? 10K meaning you're gonna have to sell like if you're at a 10% commission, you're gonna have to sell maybe like 100K worth of products, which isn't really hard. You can easily do it in a month. But the only issue is that you're probably going to end up working like 8 to 10 hours, right? That's the only issue with sales. But if you want to get into what I'm doing, you're gonna have to learn sales, right? Sales or marketing is the two things you're gonna do. A lot of businesses fails because they just can't sell. If you started an SMMA, it's not gonna work out because you just don't know sales. Or if you started maybe like a real estate company or like you're doing wholesale, you're gonna fail because you can't do sales, right? So if you really want to start to make 10K months, you got to figure out how you can get 100K worth of products sold, and you're gonna get to the 10K months very, very easily, right? Onboarding is pretty simple, right? So essentially, I don't, maybe you know, maybe you don't. 7 days is basically the time. It's basically the time period that you have until a customer feels satisfied, right? Very fucking simple. It's very simple. You don't really need to overcomplicate this. Usually, what I have is like an onboarding form. So whenever you scale an offer and you're putting ads into it, you got to figure out why people bought. So it's like, so I have an onboarding form for these guys, right? In the onboarding form, all it really just says is like, why did you buy into me? How long did it take you to buy? What videos did you see? Where did you come from? Why didn't you buy? It's like a bunch of questions just to figure out, okay, if I turn ads right now, August 8th, right? When am I going to start seeing sales? Is it going to be September? Is it going to be November, right? Why does it take these people longer? Like, why does it take these people longer to buy, right? If it's a B2B offer, why is it taking somebody 6 months for them to convert, right? So it's like, okay, so with that in mind, how can I make it shorter, right? So you got to realize these guys. So like, this is who you attract. So let me go over here. So you want to attract people. So for example, person A. So person A, let's say, gets from 0 to 10K. So from 0 to 10K in, let's say, 3 months, right? And it takes you 3 months of work to get person A to 10K a month. And then person B, same thing, 0 to 10K, right? But it takes this guy 9 months. If I'm a consultant or some sort of an agency, I'm always going to pick the 3 months. Why? Because it's much easier, right? I lose less money. It's less operational cost, and it's just a much easier client, right? The only way for you to attract and instantly know how to attract more of these clients is with your onboarding form over here, right? You need to figure out why that person, what made this person tick? How did I bring on this person? What did this person like? So for example, if you're Asian, most likely you're going to attract Asian clients. If this client was Asian and this client was white, then you know the Asians are probably harder workers, right? So now you're geared to talk more like maybe like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, like you're going to talk more in your native language because you want to attract more of these guys, right? So this is kind of like how you know you're going to get to like a certain point, whether it be like a million a month, 100K a month, $250,000 a month, by tracking the people that you want to keep attracting, if that makes sense. Another one which is really just depending on, I love fulfillment only because I know I can build a back-end system of it that is going to produce 2 to 3 times X more than the front end, right? Fulfillment is really based on the creator, but what I like to do is like a B2B business, right? I figure out how to make a B2B business on the back end, right? If it's something like sales, so for example, with Jake, it's a sales agency, right? So for example, if somebody wanted to come up and build like a sales agency, they're going to need a sales rep, and they're going to have to find somebody who has some sort of a course or a mentorship. And that doesn't really make sense because it decreases their margins because now they have to pay for the closers, right? But if you have in-house closers, then you can basically have infinite reps basically, right? And then build a sales agency. Only thing you need to figure out now is the outreach method and how to get clients and acquisition, which is why if you go back into the content system, right, you can make a whole B2B content, right, and eventually connect it with ads with your ad marketing system, right? If it's something maybe like SMMA, right, like say SMA. So if it's like something like SMMA, you can do a marketing agency, right? So marketing agency, right? If it's something maybe like you're teaching wholesalers, right? So maybe like a wholesale community. If it's something like wholesale, I would have to think about that one. But honestly, you get to hire those cold callers. This is what I've seen done, right? They split it like 50-50, where like the mentor holds all the investors and the students find the homes, and they kind of like do like a split payment, like, hey, listen, I'm going to give you this investor, you're going to give me this home, we can split up the cost, right? This could be like a back end business, or maybe they can create an actual brokerage, right? Something that they can do since they have so many wholesalers. So that's something like you got to think about whenever you're making sort of a product, or maybe even like in some sort of a SaaS, anything, right? Like, I mean, maybe even like a SaaS, like something that could help people. So for example, if it's sales, maybe like some sort of something in AI, right? Or maybe something like Cluely, which was it was amazing that Cluely came out. If it's something like SMMA, helping like videos build, maybe like you got like Creo, right? Creo is like one of them. That's like a SaaS. There's other different ones that eventually you can feed off of your backend, basically, right? Add-in systems, these two are kind of the same, right? So the way I basically do these is fuck the so add a marketing system. This is actually something you can learn completely online if you really wanted to as well, right? But all it really is just getting paid traffic. So it's paid traffic to convert into views, right? To eventually convert into money again, right? So it's this threshold right here, the views. What exactly are you doing here, right? So all you're really doing with the ads is providing like the value, right? Value, maybe like CTA, testimonials. You wanna provide something that is that is gonna convert somebody, right, from views into money, right? And then again, if you really want to know exactly what you're doing wrong or what you're doing right, the onboarding form is gonna end up helping you out, right? So if you don't know where you're putting your money into, the onboarding form is gonna help you because these guys are paying you, right? You gotta figure out how to attract more of these with this. And essentially the way I turned like the way I end up doing my ads is I want to put my ad in every single aspect of Instagram, right? So whether it be like stories, whether it be carousels, maybe reels, that's where I want to actually put in my ads. And I'm not gonna do like any sort of a CTA. I'm gonna do more of like a like learn more, like follow my account to learn more because I want them to consume bare minimum maybe like 10 to 12 hours of content. Okay, so it actually turns out that I did not record the call, which is completely fine. But I mean, well, the call did record. It just the audio just didn't. I guess so it was completely cooked. But Ivan is somebody we just onboarded, right? So we onboarded. So we onboarded Ivan. He is currently doing like 130K, right? It was 130K with only one closer. With only one closer. Okay, that's what he was doing. So we went over this on the live call. I wish you guys could show you. I wish I could show you. I could probably like show you some sort of a snippet, but essentially this is what he has going on, right? And then we started breaking everything down. So the way I break down the numbers of my clients, right? It's like, okay, what do you have going on? So he has a low ticket of 250, which is calls, right? By the way, these are like close to like 80 to like 90% win rate, right? If this is so good, if the $250 a month ticket is so good at like 80-90% win rate, this is what I told him. Like, hey, like 80 people, right? If he has 80 people, so with 80 people paying him like $250 a month, 80 times 250, that's like 20K, right? So this produces him like maybe like 20K months, right? I was like, yo, like essentially his higher ticket is 5 to 6, right? But I was like, okay, bare minimum, let's do 5. So if out of 8 people, bare minimum, like 10% of those like actually convert. So let's say like from 10 to 8 people. So let's do 8 people. Like let's say like at 5K, they all pay 5K. Mind you, 80 to 90% is a win rate. So almost like a cool 70% of like 70 people got bread back. So they're probably willing to invest it back into how Ivan got those trades, right? But minimum 8 people of these convert into like high ticket racing out if he doesn't do some sort of like, that's what I told him, like do a live call with them, right? He literally has no way of communicating with them. They're just literally actively eating the basically the trades he's doing, right? So I was like, yo, like if we implement maybe like a beginning of the month and an end of the month call, maybe like even 3 calls, right? So it's like, and then we just CTA to book a call to the closer, right? So instead of selling it like a live webinar, all you got to do is a CTA to your closer. Okay, yeah. So back to what I was saying. So if the closer can close these, let's say So, okay, so once the closer closes, that's easy 40K that he's missing out on his low ticket. So it's instantly just upsell from here, right? This is common sense with his higher ticket. So it was kind of weird numbers. So he prices it like 5 to 10K. Let's just do like bare, let's go with like a 7.5. Let's assume, right? That's the standard price because you don't want to fluctuate your prices because it's just bad looks, right? He was averaging like maybe like 10 reaches a day, like 10 inbounds a day, right? So let's separate this. So he was averaging 10 a day, and only 7 of them answered, right? And then he was closing maybe like 1.8 a day. That was like the conversion, right? So these were his numbers up here. So it's 10 reaches a day. Oh shoot, there's like 10 reaches a day, 7.5 answered, 1 point closed. It is a 25% close rate, 50% show up rate, right? Which is like, it was like decent. It's actually not bad. It's only 25% close rate because his processor wasn't working. But essentially, out, and then I figured, okay, what was feeding that, right? So it was like videos or marketing. So he was going live like one time a day, like literally like 1 to 2 hours, and he was getting 10 type form leads, right? So these 10 leads are the 10 reaches a day, right? So if he doesn't go live a day, he's not gonna get these 10 form like leads, right? And he's also posting one video a day that gets him like from 5K views, right? So let's separate this again. So that's literally that's kind of like what fed it, right? His YouTube is not tracked at all. I mean, like he averages maybe like 5.1K views, or no, like the 5.1K views like over the past 30 days. He posts one time a week, 18 subs. It's not really that impressive. 900 views per video. It's not really that impressive, but he does not track it, so we don't really know why he's posting on YouTube. He doesn't even know either. He doesn't see the purpose of it if it's not tracked, right? But for your clients, in order for them to get like really short term like goals and really hit those KPIs, you really got to look at it from this perspective, right? So for example, if one live a day for 1 to 2 hours caught on like 10 type from leads, how can we get to 20? We just got to double the input, right? So right now his marketing is based on energy, right? Energy and time. So it's energy sliced time, right? We haven't done anything paid yet because it's all broken. It's only just a type form funnel, right? So what I literally like told him to do is, instead of doing one video a day and he averages like 5K views, to do 2 to 3, right? What that does is instantly we get 15K views, because with these average views, let's say 2 to 3 vids, right? Like 2 vids is 10K views, 3 vids is 15K views, so on and so forth, right? These 10 form type form leads turn into 20, right? And if you double these, so for example, if you get 20, right, 15 of them actually answer. That's like 3 to 4 closes and 8K days, right? Based on these percentages, it's 8K days. And if we keep getting consistent 8K days, so 8 times 30 days, right? It's 240. That's how we get to 250 a month, by literally just doubling what we're already doing right now, right? Now, in order for you to fix a type form funnel, he doesn't really want to fully give away his strategy when it comes to trading. He even puts his people on NDA. That's how good it is, right? So with this, we're still constructing a better like data refinement. Like how exactly can we get the data? How can we dial these people in? All I really want to do is dial in on the YouTube content, just because I want people to see he's actually making 60K a month every other trade, because he wants to, right? I want people to know that. I want people that he's 18. He's been doing this since he was 13. He has 7, like that's bad math. 13. Like, hold on. That's like 4 to 5 years of actual experience. So I want people to know that, right? So how do you like get people to know that? It's just more views, right? Essentially, we just do sales and marketing, do the rest. Okay, so we are done with the video, and the reason why I just wanted to post this video and why I'm gonna preach so much about this content stuff is because like it took me 2 years to fully understand what it is that I know, about organic content, about ads, about really just funnels, and how to convert your followers into high-paying customers, right? And the only reason why it took me so long to post and why it took me so long to even come up with testimonials is because I was grinding it for 2 years, right? I'm not gonna come out and say like, yo, I'm the best, right, if I haven't even done anything at all, right? Just like I tell every single one of my clients, you're gonna have to always work for every single testimonial. The moment you stop posting testimonials is the moment your mentorship program or your program or whatever you're running is gonna end up dying. It's gonna end up dying because there's not enough demand for it now, because nobody is seeing results. And and it's very simple, man. Like, just write me as many questions you have about maybe your funnel, maybe like how you want your stuff set up, your ads. I'm gonna be making a video module on literally every single thing you would ever want to scale from 0 to like 100K a month, which is what I'm pretty consistent on. Right now, I'm trying to scale like my people to 100 to $250,000, and then $250,000 to $500,000, right? Consistently, right? The numbers don't fluctuate. Once I hit one of my, once I actually hit a number for one of my clients, it doesn't ever go down. So if we hit 50K, we're never gonna hit below 50K. It's never gonna fluctuate because I personally wouldn't let it fluctuate, right? So if you're constantly maybe stuck within the 30K months, 50K months, just write down any question you're having or any problems you're having, and I'll probably make a video on it, or maybe like a short description on it. I just want to be as blunt and like as open as possible with this channel, just to help as many people grow their programs or whatever they got going on. Maybe they're in sales, or maybe they want to start something. I just want to help as many people out, so just write it down. And yeah, with that being said, I want you guys to see something. Look at this, bro. A Mexican is never supposed to see that in their entire life, and we're here, right? So I just want you to know, it's always gonna be fake until it makes it. If you're starting something, I want you to know it's gonna take you a couple years. If you wanna start teaching other people exactly what you do, don't BS it. Like, don't BS your program, don't BS anything you're doing, because the lies are gonna catch on. They're gonna catch on. Words only spread so far within this entrepreneurship niche because we are so small. I want you to realize everybody is connected, everybody knows each other. And with that being said, just fucking worry about your testimonials. Worry about the people that are actually paying you. Screw the money that is coming in. Worry about the people that paid you and trusted you in your vision. If you're not worried about them, you're going nowhere. And I won't accept you as a client, and your business is just gonna fail. This is simple. It's just business 101, okay? So that's the first video, everybody. So let's fucking make a shit ton of money, and let's fucking crush it, boys.